Welcome to Lakehead Public Schools. We're absolutely thrilled that you have chosen us as the provider for your child's education moving forward. So on behalf of Lakehead Public Schools, I again welcome you and hope that your journey with us will be pleasurable and will be very meaningful to both your child and yourself.
First-time parents should really know that kindergarten looks a lot different than when I was a kindergarten student or when they were kindergarten students. It really is a program that's based on play and inquiry.
We have a variety of places for the children to go and explore, whether it be building or painting, reading.
Each child is individual and they come at their own academic level. And so from there, we assess them at the beginning. We really focus on what that child needs at that time. So even though they're in a big group with other children, the focus is really individual.
It's their introduction to our school system, and one of the really great things about it is that kindergarten teachers are the ones that encourage and make sure everybody is safe and happy, and that learning experience is really a foundational one.
Even though the learning is traditional in the sense that it is about literacy and numeracy and oral skills and oral communication, it's the vehicle that drives it is the kids' interests. They're actively engaged in their own learning. It really is about their interests that really guides the learning.
I'm a mother of 2 students. My children's educators are so very supportive. It's almost like I'm in the classroom with them all day. I also come from a small town, and so my children attending a large board was very intimidating in the beginning for me, and in the end turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made.
When we write our supply notes, the very first thing that we have at the top is, are the children safe and are the children happy? You
can't walk into a kindergarten class and not see kids having fun. Even when they're sitting listening at the carpet to the educator team, just the expressions on their face, it is a really, really fun experience for them. And I think that's important. We want kids at that age to want to come to school. And so our environments really are fun for kids to be in.
When it comes to children feeling happy about being at school, and parents being happy that their children are at school, is when their children can come home and they tell their parents that they had a great day, that they're excited to go to school in the morning, they're happy to go to school, and they, when they get to school, they're ready to be here. What really makes our hearts sing is when the families come to us and say, my child is really happy to be here.
Here at Lakehead Public School Board, we celebrate resilience and we teach about the contributions of the First Nation, Métis and Inuit people of Canada. There's various opportunities, both culturally and land-based, that take place here at Lakehead Public Schools.
We firmly do believe that every student belongs at Lakehead Public Schools. We embrace diversity, we welcome it. If you look in our kindergarten classes, any kindergarten class will have students from a variety of backgrounds.
I'm fiercely proud of what we do here at Lakehead Public Schools. My experiences over a number of years in a variety of roles in the organization have led me to firmly believe that we do offer the best programming available for children in unprecedented times, and the challenges over the last few months certainly have been a test of the skills and abilities of our staff, and in every instance I believe that we have delivered the best programs possible, again in these unprecedented times. So thank you for choosing Lakehead Public Schools, and we wish you well as we move forward in the future.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be reading you the story What's My Superpower by Canadian author Aviak Johnson, illustrated by Tim Mack. In a little house in the very middle of a small town where winter is always longer than summer, a little girl named Nelvana lived with her mother. Nelvana loved everything about her small town. She loved the quiet roads with lots of space to play hide and seek and tag and street hockey. She loved to ride her bike without worrying about cars coming down the road like big monsters.
Anana, Nelvana said to her mother one day, if I had a superpower, I could fight big monsters, you know. Yes, Panique, her mother replied as she stroked Nelvana's hair. Do you think I'll ever have a superpower? Nelvana asked. I don't know, Panique. Maybe, her mother said with a smile. Nelvana always thought about what it would be like to have superpowers. Everywhere she went, she wore a yellow cape made from a blanket and a pair of snowmobiling goggles resting on her head.
On the first day of school, Nelvana was in gym class when a boy named Davide ran into the gym so quickly he was just a blur. All the other kids tried to race him, but he was faster than all the other kids in the class. Davide, you have a superpower, Nelvana excitedly told him. You can run faster than a skidoo. Do you think that's true? Davide asked her, beaming. I know it's true, said Nelvana, but I wonder what my superpower is.
Nelvana went home after school and told her mother all about Davide. He was so fast, he almost burned the floor of the gym. Nelvana told her he was like the wind on a blizzardy day. Wow, he really must have super speed, her mother replied. If Davide has a superpower, does that mean I can have a superpower too? Nelvana asked. I'm sure we'll find out soon, her mother said. Nelvana imagined herself flying in the sky or talking to animals or even breathing underwater.
The days began to grow colder, but that did not stop Nelvana from going to the playground to play with her friends. One day, Nelvana saw her friend Mata swinging so high that it looked like she was going to loop around the swing set. Nelvana and her friends all stared at Mata, amazed. Then suddenly, Mata was flying from the swing. She landed so far away that Nelvana was sure that Mata had flown through the air. You can fly, Nelvana said. Mata smiled wildly. Really? She asked. Of course, Nelvana said. If you keep practicing, someday you'll be able to fly all the way around the world.
When Nelvana went home that day, she told her mom about the amazing flying girl she had seen at the playground. She was flying, her mother asked. Well, she was jumping very far, Nelvana explained, but I think she'll be able to fly if she really tries. Nelvana started jumping around the house, off the couch, and the tables, trying to see if she could be like Mata. I don't think your superpower is flying, Panique, her mother said, but don't worry, we'll figure out what your special talent is soon.
The next day, Nelvana and her friends brought their sleds to the big hill next to their school to go sliding. Nelvana's cousin, Johannesi, was already at the top of the hill building an inukshuk. All across the top of the hill, there were snow sculptures of animals and snowmen, and even a whole igloo. Johannesi, did you make these? Nelvana asked. Yep, he said, all of them, even that polar bear right there. It was easy. What else can you make? She asked. Anything. I can make a caribou and maybe even a monkey. I can make things out of rocks and even ice. Is it your superpower to make things? Nelvana asked. Can you build whatever you can think of? Yep, he replied, I can build anything.
Nelvana told her mom all about Johannesi's superpower. Panique, didn't you know that Johannesi's dad has that superpower too? Johannesi is going to be a carver just like his father. Does that mean I might have that superpower too? Nelvana asked. I've never tried to build anything before. Why don't you try it out? Her mother said. Nelvana tried to build an inukshuk out of her blocks, but it fell over. She tried to make a house out of the Legos, but it was too hard. She sighed. I guess it's not my superpower. Her mom hugged her tight. I'm sure we'll figure it out soon, Panique.
Nelvana kept finding friends who had superpowers whenever she went out to play. When she went swimming in the spring, she met a boy named Adami who could hold his breath underwater longer than anyone else. They were playing games in the water, and Nelvana wanted to see who could hold their breath the longest. She thought she had been under the water for minutes, but after she ran out of breath and came up to the surface, Adami stayed underwater for much longer. When he finally came up, Nelvana said, "You can hold your breath for a really long time. That must be your superpower." "Do you think so?" Atomy said. "I know so," Nelvana said. "Cool," Atomy said. "It's like I'm half fish."
Nelvana was happy for her friends. They all had found the things that they were good at. She liked to tell them that they had superpowers. She liked them to see them smile. They all seemed so happy to have a special talent. But Nelvana wished she knew what her superpower was.
"Anana," Nelvana said when she came home from school one day, "I still don't know what my superpower is. Am I ever going to figure it out?" Her mom gave her a big smile. "I think I know what your superpower is, Panak," she said.
Nelvana looked up at her mom, excited but confused. "What is it? Can I fly like Matea? Or am I really strong?" "No, Panik, can't you see?" her mother asked as she hugged Nelvana close. "Your superpower is making people feel good about themselves." Nelvana smiled. "I think that's a good superpower to have," she said.
Okay, at the back of the book, there's an Inuktitut glossary. And there's 4 words here. Anana means mother in Inuktitut. Igloo is a snow house. Inukshuk is a sculpture made with rocks piled on top of each other. And Panik means daughter in Inuktitut. And these are some of the words that we just heard in this story. In the book we just read, Nelvana is trying to figure out what her superpower is. In the end, she realizes that her superpower is making people happy. Now, everyone has their own superpower or something that they're really good at. And we would love to find out what your superpower is. So we're going to do a little activity now.
In your bag, this is Lakehead Public Schools, you will find the book that we just read to you, and you will also find a t-shirt, and you will find some markers. And we are going to be doing an activity with this t-shirt.
After you have thought about your kinder power, it's time to draw what makes you special. Before you start to draw, make sure you put a piece of cardboard inside the shirt. We can't wait to see what you have colored.
Just like in our story, there were lots of different superpowers. The best part of this shirt is that you can change your picture by washing your shirt and trying again and again and again using the washable markers.
We can't wait to welcome the class of 2036 to Lakehead Public Schools in September. And don't forget to bring your kinder power.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you in September.